I saw this, and this is actually from somebody I used to work with a long, long time ago, like 18, 19 years ago at Screw Attack. This guy produces a show. He has a brand called Far From Subtle, and he posted this video. It's a repost. His name is Frazier, and I thought this was very interesting. And I'll tell you what, we'll watch this, and Frazier has been very adamant about what's happening in society these days. He's been very vocal about specifically like America, Donald Trump. You know, he's very much like doesn't like the ICE stuff, right? Human rights and all these things. But I saw this and I thought, interesting. He said this 100%. And let's just go see what he 100% agrees on.
Some people visiting Japan might think that the rules here are a little too strict for them. What do you say about that?
It is. It is, in a way. But if you feel like that, you don't have to come here. Unfortunately, because that's the way we do keep our society in peace.
Right. So if you don't like the way the rules are here, then just don't come. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's what I meant.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but if you respect our culture, please come here and enjoy drinking beer with me. You know, hit me up. All right.
I love him. He's so great.
Yeah.
Right. So
enjoy drinking beer.
Comes in, he's
up.
Frazier. By the way, this is not to put Frazier on blast by any means, but he says also one of my favorite things about Japan rules is learning which ones are okay to break. For instance, no bicycle parking signs seem to be. This is great. Popular bike parking spot to many people, right? So, look, the idea being that hey, if you don't like the rules, you don't have to come, right? And I feel like what's happening in society these days, that's exactly what's happening where like, look, there are rules when you go to a certain country to live in. One of those is you have to make your way through the proper immigration ways to get in the country. There are there's certain ways to protect your culture. And that's one of the things that I don't think Frazier quite understands, that what he's arguing for and what he agrees with is what's happening right now in the United States. Am I off base on this?
No, and it's like in America, you have all these people that will sit on social media and say how much they hate America, then leave. It's just that simple. If you don't like it here, there's plenty of other places to go.
Yeah, why do we agree with following the standards and the rules and regulations put in place to enter another country or to live in another country, but we can't do that here? Are we just the dust pile? Like everyone just come on, let's go. That's not how it works. Why do we have to obey the rules and regulations for other countries, but just welcome everyone in here? No.
Well, I'm with you on that. I agree. But I just think there's a lot of irony in the idea that people who are championing this idea of, well, Japan's doing it. Japan has a very strict culture. They have a culture that you must abide to when you go over there. And if you don't, you're shunned for not abiding to that culture. But when you come to the United States, it's willy-nilly. And you know, this idea of, oh, well, we're going to accommodate your culture that you are bringing to our country. You don't see that anywhere else in the world. As a matter of fact, if you don't accommodate other people's culture when they come to the United States, then you're racist or you're a sexist or you're whatever. You're a istaphobe, whatever. You get all the normal words that don't mean anything anymore, right? Surely, Phoenix, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that he realizes that he's rooting for what's happening right now in the United States?
No, I think they're all idiots. So, like, no, unless I'm missing something, that side basically just here's their side, and they just stick to that side no matter what, and that's why they always look like. That's why they always contradict themselves in everything, because they just follow whatever the agenda tells them, whatever the hive mind tells them.
Well, I think that's. Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat saying like they don't realize it. They don't realize that what they're literally rooting for in this instance of like, hey, you know, protect your culture is exactly what is happening right now in the United States. Blabs, you said you love this guy. I love this guy
The
too.
Japanese guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Japanese
that guy. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people in the United States actually feel exactly like this Japanese guy does. Like, hey, you do it the right way, you abide by our culture, let's go have a beer and fuck around. Let's go have fun times, you know? And by the way, Japanese people are incredibly nice. Like I've been there several times. When I go there, I'm the scary white guy walking down the street that's a full head taller than everybody else. But when you sit at a bar, it's like they were fascinated with me, and maybe they could have been mocking me, but they sure seemed they did it with a smile on their face, and we drank together, we had fun together. I love Japanese culture. It is I mean, when I say it's like an entirely different world over there, has anybody else been to Japan?
No, I really want to go.
Blabs, you've been to Japan.
Yep. It was best ever.
It was. What did you pick up most on your trip to Japan? As far as the
Honestly,
culture goes?
how much they respect their own tradition, which I find in America, lots of people don't really respect their own tradition and culture anymore, and they keep it alive. They teach their kids and everything. Also, how polite they are in society, how respectful they are. Ironically, there's never a trash can anywhere, but there's no litter anywhere either, because they always hold on to it and they throw it out whenever there is a trash can. But I think the biggest shock to me was the first time ever using one of their trains, and it was in the morning. So you'd expect like a lot of people, and there were a lot of people, but it was silent. You know what I'm talking about, Craig. As soon as you walk in, it's silent. It's like hundreds of people not speaking, all just walking down silently, very respectful. No one's screaming on their phones. The only people who were disrespectful were clearly foreigners, because they were not Japanese, and you would just be looking at them like, dude, this is why they don't like foreigners. This is why they're closing down certain touristic areas now, because of people like defaming, degrading everything. They're just doing horrible things in Japan because they have no respect. And so slowly big areas are being shut down to foreigners. But yeah, no, honestly, 10 on 10, recommend. If you can go to Japan, do it. It's the best. Didn't want to leave, actually.
Japanese people seem very polite and very respectful, which is very different from, to be fair, some people in America, especially out in like the public transportation, things like that. It's definitely kind of chaotic in the States, that's for sure.
I mean, you could get stabbed, right? So
yeah.
You know, I'll say this. The one thing that I vividly remember about my time in Japan is I remember being at the airport or any sort of public place where there is some sort of walking path, right? And there's the moving aisles that you can kind of stand on, right? And it'll guide you along the way. You just kind of put your luggage or whatever. And in Japan, everybody stays on the right side. Where in the United States, the people are just strewed all over the place, and there's no organization. If you're moving one way, they allow everybody, and you're just going to stand there. Everybody's on the right, calm, and they allow people to move faster on the left. Like there's just built-in lanes. It's very polite, and I remember being like, "Oh, that's exactly how it should be, right? That's how these things are meant to function." And then I remember getting off the plane in the United States, and just immediately there was this young kid who was just like this annoying fucking prick. I was like, oh yeah, we're home. Like we're home. And it was the exact opposite of what I saw in Japan.
Well, we had this. We used to have this. We also believed in like American exceptionalism. We had all these things back in the day, and then the 80s came around again, the worst decade ever of all time. That greed is good, and that it's all about money and how fast can you backstab everyone around you to make another penny. And so then everything is plastic, and like you can watch the absolute just absolute degradation of the country once we became about the bottom line over everything else. And then you also get children that don't have parents anymore. And it's a free-for-all of greed and gluttony everywhere you go. But we had that when we used to dress in suits, or everywhere you went was suit and tie. There wasn't litter anywhere. Everyone was also fit. We had this, except I don't necessarily know if it was culture. I would say it's more about the corporate nature, the corporate culture that came in and destroyed everything. You can watch it happen.
Well, also, you think about the way that from when you're a child in countries like Japan, talking about traditions and culture, the way that they're taught discipline and responsibility at school is a lot different than it is here and probably all over the world.
Today.
So they carry that through the rest of their life because it's engraved in them that they must be respectful and disciplinary and responsible their entire lives. And so that's why when, I guess I haven't experienced it, but based off what you've said, that's why it's so like very, very structured and just calm, because that's how they live.
I feel like there's a little bit of self-policing, something that we don't necessarily have here in the United States. Like, look, we all understand at some point in America, and even today, like the mob was there, and there was kind of this protection thing. I'm not advocating for like the mob, but there's also the Japanese version of that. Like and this idea of like, if you step out of line, we're gonna fuck you up, right? And it goes back to actions have consequences. And I feel like specifically in America, there's a lot of people who are out of line that never got hit in the back of their head by their grandpa and being like, yo, stop being an idiot. Like, straighten up, or their parents letting them know that they're acting a fool, right? Which allows me to go to the opposite side. We've gone from Japan. Now let's go over to America here. And I wanted to show you a great example of somebody who has never been told no and wants their way here. I don't know if y'all saw earlier this week, there was supposed to be a walkout. The walkout was supposed to be like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where all these people who are protesting the administration, they were supposed to leave their work, leave their school. Did y'all see this?
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't actually know it happened, though. I thought no one did it.
Yeah, it pretty much like whimpered like a wet fart. It was just like,
Okay.
bleh, right? So, except for where white liberal women go to their Zen place, Target.
Target, all right.
Right, that's right. We've seen a sit-in at Target. Last week, we also saw all the 70-something people in California going to the Target and returning all the salt. Remember? Because salt melts ice, right? And they're just trying to be a pain in the ass. Well, this lady took it to the next level. She went to Target and filled up her entire cart with $400 worth of stuff with no intention of buying it at all. Let's check out her logic and reason.
Did you say a speech?
Yep.
Hi. No, because we're not actually going to buy all of this. We just loaded up our carts. We're protesting Trump administration. Attention, Target shoppers. 2 o'clock now. We're going to walk out as part of the Free America walkout. We walk away from fascism. We walk towards a free America. We fight for a future that belongs to all of us. Everybody in, nobody out. Everybody should walk out, including the workers. Hi.
I
You
don't
got
get
'em.
it.
Wow.
I don't get it.
Way
I
to
don't
own
either.
the government.
I know. You think that like Trump was like, I'm sorry, did this lady, she did $400 worth of stuff. You know what? ICE, get out of Minnesota. Let's like she did it, everybody. She did it. She stopped
doesn't even
fascism.
realize the thing that she's doing is ruining some poor employee's day who has to go and sort it all back and put everything away properly. It has nothing to do with anything else.
They
It's
don't
insane.
care.
It's so stupid.
Blabs, that's the whole idea, though, is they want to waste
Disrupt
the
people's
time
lives,
and
yeah.
disrupt, right? Even the most
Yeah.
inconvenient. But Phoenix, I know exactly where you're going with this, because things like that radicalize people. Because I guarantee this is what this girl was thinking. I'm fucking voting Republican next time, right? Because you see that shit. If that poor girl sitting there, she's like, you're not gonna buy any of this shit, and you're gonna make Jose in the back put all this shit back. Like it's so fucking ridiculous that these people think that they're actually causing something. And if you notice in the video, there's not a damn soul standing around her. She's literally preaching to an audience of zero, and she thinks she's accomplishing something here. If it was so important to her, so many questions, why get out the phone and record it, right? It's the
Maybe it
ultimate
was a
virtue
dress
signal.
rehearsal.
I don't know.
Dress rehearsal.
Maybe she's like, I need to go practice. I need to go practice for my big moment.
Did Do you guys remember before the invention of the cell phone how we weren't all fucking retarded? Do you remember that time? I remember
Yes.
that time.
No, I think people were still
Nope.
stupid. It just
Nope.
you wasn't
No.
recorded.
You
as
weren't
much.
No,
seeing as
no.
many people.
No.
They were.
Because,
They're all
like,
fucking
on
retarded now.
social media, right? You see these videos go viral and get 50 million views of some dipshit doing something, and then you wouldn't have never seen that before.
Yeah.
I
And also
made
the
it-
internet inspires them too.
The narcissist. It's just like this basic constant mirror they can look at themselves all the time. It's just a narcissism creator. It's wonderful.
I saw this account on Instagram last night that's kind of like influencers in the wild. And it was a video from New York of homeless people having sex in the middle of the street.
Attaboy.
And there's just people walking by filming it. And I'm like, why aren't you calling the police? Not that they're going to do anything, but stop. That's disgusting. Stop filming it.
Craig's like, yo, what's the link?
Yeah, no. Send me a link, please. Looking forward to that.
You
All
don't
right,
wanna
let's
see
go.
it. It was disgusting. I was like, ah!
Well, there we are. All right. I'm sorry y'all to witness that, but hey, the lady certainly did a good job of letting everybody know what a good person she is.
Got 'em.
That's great. Excellent. Do you know that if you subscribe, you won't go bald? Just kidding. You actually probably will.